Jack, get your fucking trainer. He's dabbing in the corner. Oh, wait, he's just crying.
What's wrong? Fuck you.
That's right. Spark sucks.
No, he doesn't.
Welcome
Spark does not
to
suck.
After Raid Hours. It's episode 25.
Is it?
Something like that. I don't know.
It's pretty far.
We're in there. We're in the weeds.
We're in the 20s.
Got your boy, JackJack1620.
Mm-hmm.
The man, the myth, the legend, Remy motherfucking Jackson. GamerKing 22796.
Yeah, you got it this time.
That's right.
Look at you.
Impressive.
Picking it up.
And me, the one, the only, the illustrious JayTI7N.
Gay!
Yeah. Ultra gay. So, anywho, welcome to this wonderful podcasting set.
This is a great set we have.
It's pretty
The
awesome.
first of the November podcast.
Is it November? Oh, wait, it's December, right?
It's not.
No, it is November.
It's about to be December. That's all I'm saying. Listen up.
This year's going by too fast now.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be 2020 pretty soon.
The Vision.
That's right.
I don't know what to do.
We're going to hit the
Vision
roaring
is dead,
20s,
by the
baby.
way. Oh, wait, no, Vision's coming back because he's going to be in WandaVision.
Oh, yeah,
That's an
WandaVision.
MCU joke. Anyway, a couple things recently. Halloween, I guess, kind of happened.
Yeah, that was pretty quick, but we enjoyed ourselves.
It was
We
fun.
made really good princesses.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Mighty fine.
Yeah, we got... That Facebook post went a lot more larger than I thought it would.
Which one? The one that Joel posted us on or the other one?
I didn't... What happened with the one that Joel
I
posted?
don't know. I haven't checked it.
I just know people were asking where Moana got her costume. And I was like, Amazon. But
Legit.
Amazon.
You guys look so good, except for that one picture with Joel. He's just like,
No,
mugging the
he
camera so
purposely
hard.
did that.
It's so funny.
That's what makes it great.
For those that aren't informed, we wore princess costumes
Yep.
on Halloween in honor of Chris, because
Yes.
those are costume ideas. And so I was Mulan. Jack was a wonderful Moana.
Indeed.
Our buddy Jay was Cinderella, rocked it.
Yes.
And then Joel came in the clutch randomly as Jasmine.
Oh, dude. He was fierce.
So, yeah, Remy, if you were going to be a princess in our princess menagerie, you would...
So I was actually talking to somebody about this because I was showing you guys pictures to everybody at work.
That's weird.
These are my dumb ass.
Yeah, I was like, with my idiot friends.
Okay.
I was talking with it, and it'd either be the girl from Brave, whose name I can't think of also. Merida, thank you. Merida.
How about a smooch?
Yeah, it'd probably be Merida.
Okay.
Because I'm white as fuck.
I mean...
You could be whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
that's
that's the only one I could think that
That's a
would
BD
Merida
cosplay.
would be funny. I'd like to see you in a giant red wig.
That would be pretty fun.
Right on. And that ends our non-Pokemon discussion. So, Halloween happened. There was Halloween events. That was a lot of fun.
I miss all the candy from it, to be honest.
The candy from the Halloween event was nice.
I stocked up so much.
We had the Colossal events happened at the beginning of November.
Yes.
Um,
What's your take on that? Was the $8 well spent? Was it garbage?
B for me.
A B?
It's a B in the sense of I think it's on the right track. I think being able to buy this sort of event it's not a bad idea. I think it worked because it allowed you to play wherever you wanted to get what you wanted, similar to our makeup day for GoFest. And it's just the content of it. The quest itself was kind of lacking to me because like you're trying to get Regigigas,
right?
And in the RPG games, you to get to Regigigas, you have to have Regice, Registeel, and Regirock. And so this quest was centered around getting those and other Steel, Rock, and Ice Pokemon, and then eventually you get your encounter with Regigigas. I just thought that the Pokemon that were presented for those steps were really lacking. Just kind of the same old shit that we always see.
Right, it was like Aron, Spheal. What else? Geodudes?
Just Geodudes galore.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the other ice ones that
But
were
that's
out.
my point, is that it's so forgettable. Like,
Right.
you're just kind of like, they're there. Okay, I caught them because I needed 7 of them. And then you moved on. Regigigas is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can pack a punch. And then...
Giga Impact.
Yeah, Giga Impact is nasty. And then you had an opportunity to have the Shiny Regis. And Shiny Skarmory was also released, but
yes.
wasn't
really
part of...
focus.
Wasn't part of that pass per se. It's just this was an opportunity for them to release another shiny because they like to trickle that shit in.
Yes.
Like crack.
Yeah, that's how they get you, man.
Here you go.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's like put crack rocks in a pepper grinder.
And just sprinkle that
just
shit on,
kind of slowly sprinkle that shit over.
Yeah, because it's like
Pokemon Go players like.
Oh my god!
It's like whenever you're at an Italian restaurant and they're like getting
the
cheese for you, and they're like tell me when to stop, and you're like
you're
just looking at them and then just going, and they get another block,
and then they start getting nervous. Yeah, they're like, is he gonna say stop?
And and then, like, I know what I'm about. So.
Yeah, and then he finishes and you just look at him like, get another one.
Just get another block. It's not hard.
Yeah. Jesus.
We might have a cheese problem.
So it's a B.
It was a B to me because I think, like I said, just to recap, I think it was worth it in the sense that I liked the event's idea. Mm-hmm. I liked that you did get the 8 passes, and you did get the Unova Stone, which was hard to come by until the Rocket event that just released. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's a little troublesome to get to, but I'll get that in a second. And then the content itself was not quite there for me, but I think if they did it in that format, again, not every event needs to be paid, but if they did in that format, but they did a lot more interesting Pokemon releases with it, like a mini Go Fest,
right?
I would prefer that, and I think it'd be well worth it. Like this, to me, I would have been happier paying $5. Yeah,
right. And so I think I give it a C, which I normally support a lot of their choice, not all their choices, let's be real, but like you said, with the content, the mix of Pokemon, I think could have been upped. I was hoping they'd do something like increased Mawiles, like shiny Mawiles, steel types, shiny rares, like maybe more snow runts, and that nature. Because you don't see many female snow runts, or like Frostlass is running wild now. True. Or something like that. Something to make it, like you're saying, a little bit more bang for your buck. The passes were great, but again, you're just hunting Regigigas. And then once the 10 are up, like they don't carry over a pass event, right?
Right.
So you lost them, so that's where that kind of sucked.
Yeah, that did kind of
suck. It wasn't like in your box you automatically get 10 like you did the Unova Stone once you finish the missions.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping for, was going to be like, oh, once you finish missions, here you go.
Yeah, it worked more like the daily, the free daily passes you get.
And I think that was kind of a drawback, because if you live, again, thinking of the small town folks, if you don't have a lot of like bosses in your area, then those passes are gone. Yeah, you don't get to keep them, and you spent good money on them. I don't see why not. The other thing that I think was kind of a weird release that I don't think they really, hopefully they took a lot of lessons from, was the gift boxes that they had for beginners.
I didn't see. I haven't looked at gift boxes in a while.
Right.
Or whatever.
I look at gift boxes, and apparently they had gift boxes you could buy for $1, not coins, but like actual cash money.
$1, okay.
Yeah, and they'd have like certain Pokeballs, like a raid pass, and like a lucky egg and something else. Okay. Which is nice in theory, but like because I have many adopted accounts, I just want to see who all actually really had access to it. I realized a lot of lower level accounts didn't have beginner box access, but my level 40 account, which needs no XP.
Wait, you only had access on your 40 account for a beginner box?
Yes, which makes zero fucking sense, because I'm not a beginner.
Maybe it's a beginner as in like this is the beginning of you spending your fucking money on the game.
I guess. Like they're already taking a good amount of my money.
Oh yeah, I know, but
them and the mortgage company got my money in lock.
some people don't spend money on the game, so they're like,
that's where I'm sitting with the pass. Is like, that's too much money for me, honestly. Just to get a Pokemon like a month early, maybe.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, the content was whack. So like, alternatively, imagine if it was like a Dragon Pass. You have to do like a quest, and you get to do like all those pseudo legendary dragons.
Honestly, I wish they would have took more from. And again, they have the resources. I wish they would have took from my gold and silver and focused on how they had their bug safari event.
Something like that, yeah.
Where like they literally had premier bugs on certain days of the week. So when you did
Tuesday, Thursday, Scyther.
Yeah, that was where I was at.
He knows.
Like they could have easily did something like that for this event, because, like we said, we were privileged enough to have the Go Fest makeup day, so we know that they can put rare Pokemon out there.
Hell yeah.
So it just seemed it was a little bit of a letdown to me, just because they had that initial experience that they didn't have things like Mawile or even like Absols or things. Just something randomly rare that's cool, or they didn't increase the likelihood of Skymory just to be out and about, even though like it was snowy here and things of that nature. But it didn't really help too much, so you're just kind of like...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like dragons. Like, imagine if it was like a
Dino event?
A dino.
Dino?
Yeah. See, I think they should take a page from the book of major video games and make a season pass. If you pay a certain amount, and every month they have an event. And if you have the season pass, you can participate in the event.
Put that idea out there, man.
I know, I'm pushing it right now.
Niantic, I know you're listening.
Yeah,
listen to
honestly,
Based
that would be
Rami.
sweet. If you do events based on typing, you have events for how many typings are there now?
There's 18 types.
Yeah, there's 18.
All right, so almost a year and a half worth of events and just that alone.
Yeah, and if you mix it up and matched it with not just like types, but like starters or
well, like we were talking about, and that's where
babies.
it goes into kind of like the next thing after Colossal. So we got more releases. So we got the Sword of Justice is now our new raid boss, which is great.
Cobalion.
It kind of would have been cool if he would have been there to like catch a steel, because isn't he like steel fighting?
Yeah. Steel fighting, yeah.
Yep.
So he would have been kind of cool to have had in the event.
My two favorite types.
Yeah,
So,
personally, and then they also released more Shadow Pokemon, and that's where now they have Shadow Shinies.
The new Rocket event's pretty dope.
So the Rocket event, I wish would have complemented, because they've actually really stopped doubling up on event overlap.
Right.
Last year, that's all that was about, which is really nice, because like you'd have overlap of double Stardust during Community Day and things of that nature, and they've really stopped it this year, which is really unfortunate.
Well, it just sucks that we're this far into the game and they're still trying stuff out, and like they haven't.
But it shows that they're willing to experiment.
It is
great.
But like you'd think they would have a set algorithm by now, and
but you have a lot of whiners, and then you have the influx of players. So there's a lot of players now, like we were talking about on the way back from dinner. There's players now who I don't see on a regular basis anymore. A lot of players have stopped, like Murphy's Laws, may he rest in peace, out in Texas. Like, he doesn't play nearly as much anymore, and I, like, adopted his account. But, like, Corey, whenever you come back, I'll keep the account warm for you.
No, it'll be... we will have deleted every Pokemon in that account.
No, he's worked way too fucking hard.
You'll have your badges.
Your badges, that's all that matters, right?
No, that's funny that you even assume that the account still exists.
I mean, it's forever linked to your email.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm saying.
But it's one of those things of like a lot of players have kind of stopped, and so I've seen new players. Looking at Discord, I see new players, and some of the old faces I don't see anymore because obviously life happens. We had a bunch of live stuff happening to where we bowed out for a bit, so it's perfectly understandable that the environment is shifting. So I'm glad they still experiment, but there should be some good takeaways where they're like, that was a gold mine.
Yeah,
Let's keep that.
I think I agree. Their turnaround on some of these things is a little slowish, but again, there's a lot of things happening on their end in terms of like, because they want to keep the game relevant, right? They want to make sure that people are still playing it. Because like, remember when it first released, everyone was playing it, and then everyone stopped, and everyone's like, "Oh, Pokemon Go's dead."
And it's funny because I talk to people and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing something Pokemon Go. They're like, you still play Pokemon Go? I was like, yeah, it's not dead. And they're like, oh, I swear it's dead after like the first 3 months. I was like, only for the people who just downloaded it to follow the trend.
Because everyone else is doing it, yeah.
The flakes.
Yeah.
The flakes.
But the hardcore, that's still going strong.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, they want to keep it relevant, and so...
is that why they brought Cobalion? Because of Sword and Shield being released, so they figured bring out the Sword Pokemon?
That would be pretty cool.
I mean,
but
that would be funny, but I don't think... I think they just...
No, I think they're just dipping into the Gen 5 Legendary.
Which I think it's weird that they started with the Sword Pokemon.
As opposed to, like, the Weather Trio?
Well, Weather Trio or just...
bringing back the Lake Spirits.
Or Reshiram and Zekrom. Or Kyurem. Or any of the 4th Gen we've missed out so far.
There's a lot.
Well, the
the
4th Gen Legendaries are out. The remaining 4th Gen are Mystic.
What about
Mythicals.
Shiny Heatran? Shiny.
What
like,
about it?
Well, where is he?
I don't care.
Is he gonna come back?
He's in
Where
a
is he
fucking
been?
volcano. Look at
We're
him.
waiting for him.
No, we have all the Pokemon from the 4th Gen except for Arceus.
That's what I'm saying. The only ones, well, and like Manaphy and Fion, but those are technically mythicals. Oh, and Shaman, like those are all mythical Pokemon.
They could release Shaman now.
I mean, they could, but they want they do
want
something
money.
special for mythical outside of they did our boy Darkrai.
Yeah,
wrong.
which I was like if they're doing mythicals, why do we get Darkrai so early? Because he's mythical.
I'm telling you, if that passed, the Colossal event was for Darkrai instead of for Regigigas, it probably would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I would have bought it without hesitation.
Well, yeah, that's my point.
Because that's my favorite Pokemon.
But even for people that's not their favorite, Darkrai is a fucking cool Pokemon, and like it's one of their coolest Pokemon. There's a movie about it, you know. But really,
I talk to people. A lot of people like Darkrai's top 10.
Yeah, it's a really cool Pokemon.
Regigigas in your top 10.
It's in mine. Have you heard Regigigas?
I have.
Dude, it's fucking dope. It's like Reggie. And you're just like, what the fuck? It's the seizure.
Don't you electrocute that thing?
Hell yeah. All the Reggies sound funny in the anime. But anyway, no. But my point is like they did him a little dirty because he's a mythical and he's just like, oh, he random raids. But for all the other mythicals, they've been doing something special. So I just assumed maybe Shaman will probably be in the spring. Because spring, but then and then I don't know what will ever happen with Arceus/Arceus, but
no. But I feel like with a lot of the events, again, so with the Shadow stuff, like what we talked about in terms of Shadow Shiny, well, that's something we talked about. We talked about Shadow Lugia, and we're gonna have the potential Giovanni's coming, like he's a special research. And due to some deep dives in Discord...
Did you see... Real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt.
What?
No, I'm not sorry to interrupt.
No.
But did you see that tweet? It was, so, you know, Pokemon Go's Twitter tweets random shit about the game. You know, game, and we call them game updates in our Discord. They had one where, like, we found these random letters all over posters around the world. And it spells Giovanni, essentially. But they had all the letters, like, kind of randomly line up. The same letters in Giovanni... kind of almost spell vagina. And that was the first thing I saw. And I thought it was super funny.
You saw things.
I was like, oh, it's like, it says like vagina ini or something like that.
Subliminal message.
Interesting. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, Giovanni
it's because it's going to turn out Giovanni's a giant pussy and super easy to beat.
Don't say that.
He has a giant pussy with that Persian, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It is a big cat.
It is a big cat.
Oh, yeah.
But, was that randomness aside, so a lot of the events now have geared toward, obviously, Team Rocket-esque Pokemon. So, if you're a fan of the show, you can see Pokemon like Nidoking and stuff like that in your raids.
Yes.
And like as those tiers, all the tier 1 Pokemon are like Ekans, Zubat, and all that. All of them are shiny, can be shiny, which is great. Then you have the Rocket leaders. You have Cliff, Sierra, and Arlo. And those folks are kind of the upsetting part. But it's upsetting in the sense if you don't have good Pokemon to fight them, it's going to be really tough for you to get
they're nasty,
some of those perks. And I wanted to talk about them because I've spent a lot of time with them. And so, like, Arlo, for example, has Scyther right out the gate, so plan for something bug flying to take it out or fight those weaknesses. The second Pokemon they'll have is either Magnezone, Crobat, or Gyarados, so have something for those. The third Pokemon it could be is Scizor, Dragonite, or Charizard.
Dude, your man's JackJack dropping this meta strats.
So that's it's a lot to deal with. I know.
That's a lineup.
It's a lineup. Like, he's really good. Like, in terms of, I highly recommend getting Pokemon that could get your charge moves out faster because they have 2 shields that they do use, but they use them at the first 2 charge hits. So don't plan something epic to take out that first Pokemon because it's going to get fucking blocked.
Yeah, so if you're like a PvPer, it's one thing where you farm like the quick charge moves and you just like spam that shit to burn shields. Yeah,
and so
shield baiting.
If you have... Yes, shield baiting is a term, so when you do that, that's what you want to do for them. So I recommend Pokemon like Flygon.
Master shield baiter.
Yeah, like Flygon, for example, because he can charge up Dragon Claws pretty quick if you have Dragon Breath. Or Mudslap. Mudslap can basically help charge up moves really quick, and then you could just shoot off those. So anything that have 2 or 3 charge bar things is what you want to use to get the shields out quick, and then you use your good ones. So your first Pokemon, in essence, will be a Sacrificial Lamb to get the shields down, and then you come in hard. Yes. Come in hard.
That's right.
And by hard, he means play hard in Kakuna style.
Yes. So, for Sierra,
viable strategy.
The first Pokemon that she'll have is Sneasel. The second Pokemon she'll have is either going to be Hypno, Sableye, or... Not Sableye, Lapras, or Alakazam, or something like that.
Alakazam!
Third Pokemon... Oh, never mind. Alakazam is your third. It's either that, Houndoom, or Gardevoir.
Still a nasty lineup.
So, yeah, again, you gotta plan efficiently for them, because they are quick. I know...
Wait, that was the one that Spark struggled against, right?
He went to protect the eggs, okay?
I don't want to
He
hear
at least cares about other things.
Whack-ass excuses.
Whatever. Sierra wasn't even about to fight. She didn't care.
Because he wasn't worth her time!
Whatever.
He's
no
trash.
One cares about this.
I care.
No one cares that you care.
There are people out there. Joel's with me. You know he's with me because he spams you with the same shit.
He does. Whatever.
There you go.
So with Cliff...
Valid gang.
With Cliff, he starts out with Meowth. Meowth is really fucking easy to beat. So for him, I typically use a medley of either Hariyama, Machamp, and Blaziken. Just to get through. Hariyamas can beat up Meowth pretty quick. The second Pokemon he uses, a lot of the times it's either Snorlax, but he has Sand Slash and he also has Flygon. Okay. So you can get the shields down pretty quick with Dynamic Punch. And Hariyama's nice, especially against second or against Snorlax, because he has the HP to take the hits. And he either has like Lick or Body Slam, so if it's Body Slam, he'll get through your HP really fucking quick.
Yeah. So
that's why having the fighting Pokemon against a normal is usually the best route. And then the last Pokemon he has is either Torterra.
What's up?
What else? Torterra is the main one, or Infernape. Infernape is just really fucking annoying. You gotta have either a really fast Blaziken to beat the fuck out of him with Blaze Kick, even though I know he's a fire type. You can get those charge moves a lot quicker than he can punch you. So that's what I recommend. Or if you have a good water, but again, there's not a lot of fast water types, which is unfortunate. Especially with Infernape, because he's really quick too. So those are some things to think about when you're fighting them. But again, each one of their starting ones are Pokemon ones. So Sneasel, Meowth, and Scyther, you can get the shiny forms of in shadow form.
Shiny shadows. It's almost like someone was talking about that not that long ago.
So again, but they take a lot of effort. I haven't found that the rates have been turned up. I faced Cliff plenty of times and still have regular Meowths.
That's up.
Which is annoying because I don't care for Meowth.
I was laughing, dude, because I'm just like imagining a Meowth getting his shit fucking rocked by Hariyama.
Yeah, he did get
you imagine that?
There's like that. He just sumo wrestle stomps out.
No, he just like whoa, he just like palms the fuck out of him. But like it does work, and he's like the main guy who I go for. And then I saw inside also the shop you can buy the radars themselves, so you don't even have to go and hunt all the things. But I recommend, especially if you're downtown like Justin is, to just go and hunt the stops, get the 6 pieces, and then get the radar. Saves you 200 coins, and to me,
it's 200 coins to buy that radar.
Yeah. Yeah. It's annoying.
It's the money grab, baby.
It's money. But again, it's not necessary. Just go fight all the Rockets. Plus, some of the missions now, like for Giovanni, you have the special research. Some of those missions include purifying dark or shadow Pokemon. Again, I highly recommend if you catch, go more for the Zubats and Rattatas because they're just 1,000 Stardust to purify. A lot of the others are like 3,000 or 5,000, which again, if you're a PvP person, like I was talking with Fresh Like Lettuce, that's a lot of fucking Stardust to drop just to purify some Pokemon. It's a lot. So like 5,000, that's, again, you only get like 300 Stardust facing the trainer, and it could cost you 3,000. Yeah. To me, I feel for this event, it should have been like halved or quartered the cost, so that way you can purify more.
Stardust has always been like a big problem.
Well, yeah, and Niantic has not figured out or has not cared enough to give players a better opportunity to harvest more Stardust. Like, I know now they have for the walking, so your
Adventure Sync,
that if you walk 100K, you get like 16,000 or 1,600.
No,
16,000.
Oh, yeah, that's
16,000 Stardust, but again, that's
walking 100
kilometers
freaking week.
a week, and like, yeah, that's great, but like in the winter time, how often can you be walking that much in a week? But again, with it being synced, again, that's your choice.
I just put my Go Plus on Mungo and walk him around. Or just throw him in the backyard so he just runs around.
Well, honestly, I kind of feel like they should turn up the Stardust you get from hatching eggs. Because again,
dude, just add a 0 to every Stardust.
Yeah, something like, or you get more Stardust from purifying it. You get Stardust from evolving a Pokemon or something. If
any of you weebs,
it's just hard.
Like me and Remy are out there, every time Jack says purify a Pokemon, I think of Aqua from Konosuba.
Purify.
She purifies a lake. She's like, purification. Oh
my god.
That's right.
These are fucking nerds.
That's your weeb talk of the day. So, watch Demon Slayer, cowards.
Thank you for that moment.
But no, you're right.
Yeah, so it just costs more, but they brought up more Shadow Pokemon. That's kind of the perk of just jumping between different Rocket stops. Is you get all the different Shadow Pokemon that they have now. So I got...
And there's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah, like I got a really cool Shadow Porygon today, 2 of them. One of which was a 96, which I was like, yes.
It's as a Shadow.
As a Shadow, it's 96.
That's fucking
And then I got another one, it was like 82, and I purified it, and it went up to 100.
That's what's up.
So I was like, oh, I got my Porygon 3 set. That's fucking awesome.
Wait, what's a Porygon 3?
Or Porygon Z, sorry.
There you go. That's what I thought.
Thank
or
you.
Porygon Z for our European listeners.
Oh, intriguing. But, yeah, so there's a lot more Shadow Pokemon out there. So now, with this iteration, they brought in Sandshrew, Bellsprout, Magnemite, and Wobbuffet.
Wow!
And there's male and female Wobbuffets, so you can see that. You can see that bad bitch with the lipstick, and you're like, that's my girl.
The matching eyes and lipstick?
Well, the eyes are, like, super, like, bright red.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Really cool.
That's what I'm saying. Shadow Magnemite, the eye, because it's just the whole eye in the center.
Yeah,
it's just all red.
He just looks
like, Jesus.
Now, kind of a wish, and again, this is another wish I'm putting out there for Niantic to grab free. Is Shadow Babies. I want Shadow Baby Pokemon.
Of course you do.
I do.
I don't even want regular baby Pokemon, let alone Shadow Baby.
Well, I feel like they've just like stopped with the eggs, which sucks. Like, I wish they turn up the shiny rates for that, because I still have yet.
You know what they're doing?
To get a shiny Bonsley.
You know what they're doing?
And I've been walking for so long.
In the springtime, it'll just be a baby community day.
Oh, I know.
That would be awesome, honestly. We
keep trying to put it out there to the world.
I'm all about baby Pokemon right now because of the card game.
Okay, that's right. Because like the triple team.
Yeah, they
triple
just came out with Cleffa. It's Cleffa, Igglybuff, and Togepi.
Yeah.
And they have this amazing video like that showcases the set, and it's the babies, and they're just standing there, and they're all small and cute, and all of a sudden Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia walk up, and they're like, oh shit, it's the gods, better fight, and they like put their fist up and put on their game face, and the gods just walk right over them, like they don't even give a fuck.
And the babies are like happy.
That's what I do to all people that are like 5'2" and shorter. So
I just laughing at it so hard because they were ready to fight fucking gods.
Because they're awesome.
Would be even better if all 3 of them got punted.
Yeah, just whoop.
That'd be funny.
It's also funny because the babies are like the best cards.
It's a beast ass card. I was reading those. That's pretty badass.
I pulled them last night, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I pulled something else last night.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But so with the Shadow Pokemon, that's something to look forward to. The other thing with the Shadow event is obviously Giovanni. So that's a big thing, and with Giovanni, there's not too much known about him. One of the things I found is that he's going to be kind of a once-a-month research.
So you can get the special research once a month, is what you're telling me?
Yes.
Even if you've already completed it.
My hope is it makes you redo it.
I'm the opposite. Because I haven't completed like my past 3 research.
Same.
That's fine. It doesn't matter. You can finish the newest research and still have the old one.
I know, but I'm saying like if I need to finish them, so I can take advantage of doing this monthly?
Most likely, I hope they change it up. Again, this is another trial, because if this is indeed something that comes back each month, because Giovanni will have supposedly Shadow, and the little teaser from Niantic showed him with Shadow, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. So, which means there will be a Shadow Lugia coming. Shadow Lugia will return from the darkest part of the sea yet again.
Oh, XD, Gale of Darkness.
The best Pokemon game ever invented, you mean?
Was there ever a Shadow Ho-Oh?
No.
Could there be a Shadow Ho-Oh?
No.
Why?
Because
Ho-Oh's...
He's light?
He's a rainbow Pokemon.
Yeah.
What about the
Ho-Oh's too busy making legendary beasts.
Sure.
To meddle with.
Him.
Well, so it's like the Ho-Oh and the legendary beasts were like sacred gods basically, and they were like protectors of justice and the people. But like the legendary birds and Lugia were just chaotic. Yeah, they're just chaotic forces of nature. So like, yeah. So like that's how the birds got easily corrupted, and Lugia was supposed to be their protector, but he got captured.
Okay,
that's the lore. There you go.
Well,
it's true. Thank you, Lore Master Remy.
So that's kind
Master of Shield Baiter Remy.
So that's at least one attribute that's coming, that's here right now. So definitely, if you have any tips for that, share that, because fighting Arlo and those rocket leaders is very taxing. So you have to have a lot of revives, a lot of potions, and again, hit your stops, open your fucking gifts, people, because you also get max revives from those too. Yeah, and turn the fucking out. Because a lot of people have stopped opening gifts.
What are
and
gifts?
It's understandable, because what are the perks anymore? And again, another outlet for Niantic to
dude,
best friend stuff could get you this now. Help out.
I'm so glad it doesn't show you the actual days.
Oh, yeah,
because it's like days 2 plus, like something. I know some of my gifts is like 98 days.
Well, that I wish it let you prioritize people who you can give gifts to. The sorting attributes can definitely be improved in the friends area, or just upping again the amount of gifts you can give people, or just complete sorting out like you can do with your Pokemon inbox.
Yeah.
If you could just say gifts to or gifts from, or have gifts, need gifts, and it gives you just them, so it makes the list a lot shorter and easier to load. Something.
You know what I want, but it's subject to trolling?
What?
The ability to gift my items to somebody else. I have 200 max revives. Please take 10 of them.
Please.
Oh, and you can give
instead of me throwing them away, I could gift them to you, so I don't have to spend stops.
That'd actually be kind of cool, though.
And it doesn't count against your daily gift limit or whatever.
That'd actually be kind of cool.
Trading
if you could choose to give gifts, and then you could maybe make it a fun emblem from you. Maybe that could tie into the whole Pokemon AR thing you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
If you could use the new AR system to make your own little postcard.
Yeah.
And then send the gift out, and it would count as a gift. That'd be really cool.
So listen up, motherfuckers. I thought this was really cool.
Listen up.
Listen up. No, really, though. If you guys haven't seen or heard, Pokemon Go is going to have this new feature called the Buddy Adventure.
Buddy Adventure.
So it's a cross-platform multiplayer AR. And so this is what I was kind of talking about last episode, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about new AR features, and I'm really into the AR stuff. I want to see it more. I want a Microsoft HoloLens for all my architecture projects.
Oh my god.
This is kind of similar, but with Pokemon. Another step towards bringing Pokemon to the, quote, real world, unquote. But I think it's really cool. So basically, Buddy Adventure, let's see their little sales pitch here. It's an upcoming cross-platform feature in Pokemon Go. Lets people and players see others interacting with their Pokemon partners, and players will be able to share experiences in a similar frame. So basically, if you can imagine, just open your mind's eye real quick.
Whoa.
And so if you imagine a setting, so let's draw this out for you guys. You're in a square space, and there's a table and maybe a couch. Like an L couch.
How specific? Okay.
With some turtles on the L couch. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
anyway, no, for real though. So in that scene, you can throw out what's that garbage? Oh, Pikachu.
Shut the fuck up.
You can throw out Pikachu, and then Remy can throw out Darkrai, And I can throw out like a Snorlax or a Shuckle.
Yeah, sorry.
Shuckle, baby, Shuckle. Baby. Do it.
Fuckle. I'll throw out Fuckle. And so anyway, and through our phones, we can see each other's buddy Pokemon interact with this real world space. So you can see Pikachu kind of like eating a donut or something under the table. You can see Darkrai kind of floating, and like it'll have like shadows in the frame. Just kind of looking at you all cool like, and then you can see Shuckle like eating berries or whatever.
That'd be cute.
And then you can like interact with them. So Remy could walk into the frame and he can like wave at Darkrai and Darkrai might interact with him. Or you can like try to kick Pikachu, but Pikachu won't go anywhere.
That's a weird scene.
You know, something like that. So the idea is you can interact with them, you can feed each other's Pokemon, you can take all these pictures, you can do like, it's a buddy adventure. Similar to like Pokemon on Me, or how or like you can interact with each Pokemon in like the RPG games.
They should have just called it Pokemon Snap though.
That's copyright infringement.
They need. When are they going to do a new Pokemon Snap? Anyway, we'll get
not
to
even
that.
a new one. Just remake it for me. Just make the same fucking game with better graphics on the Switch.
Okay,
that would be so fast.
Okay, that would be amazing. But that's 151 Pokemon out of 807.
I don't give a fuck.
Soon to be 909.
You have everyone though. Everyone.
Or wait,
I want to be able.
No, I don't care.
I
just
want to
want
be able to drop into the environment. I think of when I think of a game of that nature.
Yeah.
I honestly think of
Fatal Frame.
Well, no, like Jurassic World, where they have like the world that you can. Yes. But you can kind of jump into the different environments and parts of the world.
Yeah.
So you could jump into the Kanto region, you could jump into each one.
That's what I'm saying.
Like airdrop, and then you're like taking pictures of the Pokemon, go through the areas really quick. That's what I want.
See, here's my problem. I just want Pokemon Snap. I don't care what it is.
I agree. Okay, 1,000% agree with you.
If they were to go like, hey, guess what? Here's Pokemon Snap from the Nintendo 64, completely remade with new graphics.
With Switch graphics?
With Switch graphics on the Switch, I would be like, heck yeah. But then they're like, and guess what? Pokemon Snap 2 with every Pokemon, then I'd lose my shit.
What's that, like, Antonio Banderas meme where he's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what happened. Like, because I wholly agree with you. Nuts. Oh, yeah. The biggest nut of the year.
Of the century.
You get a trophy for that.
There's so much nut.
Jesus Christ.
That's a lot of nuts.
Oh, that's a lot of nut. It is no nut November. I've been failing miserably.
I didn't even know that was a thing, so I failed that a long time.
Because I eat a lot of trail mix at work.
Yeah.
Right?
I
was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at like 12:03, and I had no idea.
Wait, does peanut butter count against no nut November?
I had crunchy. It's crunchy.
Oh, it's crunchy, so the nuts are there.
He's a man of culture.
Right. Okay, I agree. So eat your nuts.
He's like, will do. Don't even have to think about that.
It's good for you unless you're allergic to nuts, in which case I apologize. Do not eat your nuts.
That life sucks.
But anywho, I would love Pokemon Snap. Going back to the AR feature, because it's kind of like a pseudo Pokemon Snap in our real world or whatever. I think it's exciting. I think it'll be cool. And again, I still want to see AR battles. Like, how cool would it be to like watch your Pokemon like interact on the screen?
That's my hope. Again, I'm going to put a time out there, and I'm going to put a time into the world that I want that by summer 2020.
Summer 2020.
Show
it at the Olympic Games.
I'm going to be a little less ambitious and say sometime 2022. Give them some years.
22?
Good to give them some time to
really
perfect
weird?
It. Because like AR technology is still like getting it down. Like they're still trying to smooth the edges out.
Okay.
So 2022.
Well, mainstream AR, right? Because in a closed environment, the AR technology out there is actually insane. Same with the VR technology. Yeah. Like, what we get on PlayStation VR is not where technology is. That's just how you can access it for cheap, right? So, getting it to the mainstream side...
Yeah, try.
Getting it to the mainstream side, I do agree. I would like to see it. But I think we're there. I'm just having troubles imagining past 2020 for some reason.
Don't say that. See beyond.
You gotta look into the future.
My future's 2020.
Like Raven Simone. From That's So Raven.
Hey, I just saw her on Masked Singer the other day.
Really?
Yeah, she was the spider.
Was she any good?
She's the Black Widow. She's pretty good. The second season's kind of stacked, so there's a lot of good people in there.
Intriguing.
Anyway, yeah, so the AR feature stuff's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited to see how that turns out. But maybe 2022, maybe 2020. Who knows?
Or
I know
2021.
the Buddy Adventure stuff will come out next year, 2020.
Yeah.
But the battling stuff and stuff like that.
That was kind of weird that they didn't have it ready for the Sword and Shield launch next week. But
What? The
Buddy
thing?
Adventure, because it's supposed to hook with Sword and Shield.
Well, I think right now, because of just hearing what you guys are talking about with the whole hate these basic bitches are having toward Sword and Shield because of the National Dex issue. And again, I really just thinking from a PvP standpoint and just playing the game in general and going to other places, I honestly don't see that many people compete on a, like you're saying, on a competitive level to care that because not all the Pokemon are there, that now they can't compete on the level they want to. Like, your level was probably scrubbed to begin with, so why does it matter?
So did you know, in the state of Colorado, there are less than a dozen places that hold VCG tournaments on a weekly basis? In the state of Colorado.
That doesn't surprise me because I don't really see Denver as like or even Colorado in general as like
It's
a
really,
gaming capital.
gaming hub.
Right. Well, it's not like for Pokemon. Like, unfortunately, Pokemon like in a TCG or a VCG setting is not as huge as Denver as I would like. Colorado Springs and some areas up north kind of
A little bit bigger.
kind of bigger. But
Isn't it big in like Kansas City?
yeah, weirdly enough.
Because there's nothing to do there.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with that. Except for play Pokemon.
Some good barbecue over there.
But yeah, like people complain about not like the VCG side and competitiveness. And it's like all the people that I know that are complaining about those, like, you don't play competitively except for maybe with friends. I don't see you out there trying to enter worlds. Like, don't talk to me about competitiveness unless that's what you're trying to do every year.
Fair.
That's relevant. Like, I just feel a lot of people are complaining for the sake of complaining.
Yeah, that's
Just
100% what it is.
Just like they're doing for Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, they're like, this game is going to suck. And I was like, no, this is the first step in this game.
Dude.
And its interaction. Because, again, like we were talking about earlier, is to get the newer gen involved. And the newer gen, a lot of kids. And I think of that one grandma at fucking Wash Park, like, I play it because I want to be the cool grandma for my grandkids, and they love Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And that's why she got involved. So it's to get those grandkids, who are probably like anywhere from like 4 to 10, to start playing the more grown up, the next stage of systems, which is Switch or 3DS. But now it's going to be the Switch. So like Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, still an awesome game, interacted. And for those scrubs who initially were telling me Pokemon Go would never interact with the games, once it started, then they came crawling back. And they're like, man, I'm at a low level. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock, because you gave up so soon. And so I'm hoping with the new Sword and Shield, our Pokemon Go games get some sort of interaction, maybe. But, Remy, what do you think?
I mean, I would love more Sword and Shield interaction with Pokemon Go. Will you please?
What am I doing?
Is he playing footsies with you?
He's stroking my foot with his. It's so distracting.
Of course, my foot's like the size of his leg.
That's true.
More Sword and Shield interaction with Pokemon Go would be amazing. But Pokemon Go just needs to get there because I mean we're now on the 8th generation, so we're 3 generations above what the game has right now, and they're barely touching the 5th. But whenever Pokemon Go gets there, you know, I would love more interaction because like it's so weird. It's so weird because Pokemon has the 3 major points. You either have the people who play the video game, you have the people who play the mobile game, or you have the people who play the card game. And you have those people like me who like dabble in all 3, but like it's crazy for me because I feel like there's not enough interaction between the 3, and there's not enough like we have such a big Pokemon community and so many people that play and love and enjoy Pokemon, and they don't come together, and the people who make Pokemon don't give opportunities for those to come together.
Well, it's kind of like a lot of different fandoms, right? Where like you have those people that are passionate about those different sectors, but they like to shit on the other people. Like, oh, I play the VCG. Why would I care about Pokemon Go players?
Yeah.
Type deal. It's like, that's a shitty mentality. You both have a passion for Pokemon. Yeah, it's a different way to play. But, you both love Pokemon. I don't understand why you think you have to be better than the other. Same with Pokemon Go players. Like, I just don't have time and I'm not a child anymore to play on my Game Boy all day type deal. It's just like...
But you're playing on your phone.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, like, it's just a dumb argument for dumb people.
The mental gymnastics people go through to come up with excuses to have some weird fake moral high ground is insane. So, that being the case... I'd like to see. I'm curious to see if Pokemon Company in general has like a bigger timeline, because I'm thinking about when Pokemon Go finally catches up to Generation 8, when they start releasing Generation 8 Pokemon outside of Meltan, Melmetal.
Where are we gonna be?
I think we'll be on like either Gen or Sinnoh remakes with Gen 8 integration, or the next phase, because again they're planning on future games. All the people that are fucking butthurt about National Dex, Game Freak's like, look, we're gonna have all your Pokemon be able to be in a future title. We just couldn't do it for Sword and Shield.
Well, that's not the only excuses I've heard, and some people have some like kind of like to me they're not fully viable excuses, but there are some viable. Like another one I heard was like they recycled old animations for combat, and I was like, why would you not? Like, if this is
especially if they look good.
The wheel.
Yeah, like if it's already there and they're like, well, it's lazy. It's like, that's not being lazy. That's them taking time to focus on other aspects of the game.
Exactly.
Where combat's not a major point in this thing. And another one was, there's no big Pokemon, or like not all the Pokemon minus the combat, and there's another one I was
some people because remember when they showed like the first footage of the wild area and they had like that basically 2D tree.
Yeah.
People were talking about graphic fidelity, and they're like upset that this game doesn't look good, and then they'd like compare it to like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or something like that, and they're like, well, this game looks amazing. It's the same system. It's like, but it's not like it's the same engine. It's not like it's whack. So, regardless though, what were we just talking about?
Talking about the game itself and people's complaints about the game and why.
Well, we were talking about where the game's going to be in...
Once Pokemon Go is caught up to
Go catches up to, say, Gen 8. I imagine we'll be on the next iteration of whatever Gen 8 games will be out. So whether that's Sinnoh remakes or whether that's a new game with Gen 8.
To be 100% honest, I don't know if they'll make any more remakes. Because like the biggest reason why they're making the old remakes is because they're on an outdated system. But they've made it very clear that the 3DS will be viable for at least another 2 years. So why remake the 4th generation if it's playable on the 3DS?
Because they're
old. I understand that.
Well, Nintendo wants you to buy a Switch.
That's true. But
I don't like. Yeah, sure. The 3DS is still viable, but Nintendo wants you to buy the new hardware, and they're going to have a new Switch out by then anyway.
Right.
So, like...
I don't know. I just feel like if they do remake the Sinnoh generation, they'll either wait until, like, 3DS and DS have completely lost support, or they won't do it at all. I just feel like they won't.
Interesting.
I like... That's just me personally. Like, I feel like why bring up old titles for people who want to... Like, it's for... Like, honestly, those old titles are hitting the nostalgic point. Like, the only people that want to play them are playing it for nostalgia, and not for what the game is. So, like, I don't see why they would want to do it other than to make more money, which is totally a Nintendo thing to do. Yeah, but it's very either.
No, they wouldn't.
Nintendo and nostalgia go hand in hand for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a different conversation.
Because it was my understanding that a lot of people do want Sinnoh remakes,
and just because people want them doesn't mean Nintendo's going to do it.
But if they know they can make easy money.
True, but I mean, look at the whole National Dex incident right now. Like, just because that's what people want doesn't mean that's what they're gonna do.
If they remade, if Sword and Shield wasn't Sword and Shield and they did Sinnoh remakes right now on the Switch, people would be 100% for it.
Yeah, I know. I would.
It's just because people's like expectations of a new generation and all this other stuff is completely out of whack. But anyway. I'm just curious to see like where that would be with Pokemon Go, because then I think they'll have better Pokemon Go integration with whatever that is.
Right, and see that's the biggest thing is like I wish there was more Pokemon Go interaction with the base games. Like we had Let's Go Eevee, and that was a great way to interact with the games. Like moving Pokemon over from either game to whatever, and then on top of that, getting the boxes for Pokemon Go, which was very specific. Like I thought that was a great way to get people interested in both versions of the game, even though there's a lot of complaints about Let's Go Pokemon or Eevee and Pikachu. But
I think the Let's Go games were pretty successful regardless, though.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot of people
still sold a ton of copies. And
a lot of people I talked to are like, that game was a waste of time. I hated the way it played. It's like, the only people that didn't like it are the hardcore Pokemon players that don't like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, everyone I talked to that kind of likes Pokemon Go were like, okay, this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it. I honestly loved the
love
Let's
I
Go
did.
games.
God,
I
God
thought they
knows
were
how many
cute. There's a lot like that game actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The Let's Go game, and then like also the some of the systems that they introduced that they're bringing over to Sword and Shield. I'm actually really excited for. You know, like
Which
the
systems?
wild system, like the you see
Like
Pokemon
them
in the
wandering
wild,
around.
Yeah.
because it makes the world feel more full.
Yep.
I love shit like that.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of new. Not new. We're gonna see a lot more Pokemon out and about, not just wild to catch, but just in towns and general,
Yeah,
hanging
exactly.
out. And it's gonna be so nice to like, because that was always my complaint about the old games. It's like if this world is filled with Pokemon, why are they only in grass where I can't see them? You know. So it's so nice to see as we evolve into these games, Pokemon just out and about doing Pokemon things.
Hell yeah.
So
That's why Pokemon Go is super interesting because it's Pokemon in the palm of your hand.
Indeed.
well, let's talk about all of our tournaments this month because I know there's
Tournaments.
a lot going
What are
on.
those?
Your PvP tournaments.
Oh yeah.
Your Fergalicious Cup.
Fergalicious Cup. Oh, anyway, so
Watch it skip.
I did not go to Sinister Cup last month, but you did.
I did.
Jack,
Sinister Cup was
and
actually
it was actually successful.
It was really nice. People enjoyed the badges. People came out, but I think just the kind of the time frame of things is again, we're in the holy trinity of holidays in terms of it being October, November, December, and everything. So with that, a lot of people's attentions are pulled to all the different events taking place. So like right after our event, I think like 3 or 4 people like I have the same cup, but in like 2 cities away. So you're like, oh, peace, you know, like people weren't able to stay and hang out
Yeah.
like they used to, but it was still a successful cup. And there's been kind of more talk to try to pull more people in because a lot of people still have the irrational fear that PvP isn't for them, even though they play Pokemon Go. And some of that's, and a lot of them are like Stardust hoarders, like they do nothing with it, just sits there. It's basically like this vault of shit that they do nothing with, but they're scared of PvP for some reason. So for some folks really want to push new players and encourage new players to come to the game for PvP because it'll add a little bit more spice to the tournaments. And like we've said, like we've crowned like different winners each tournament pretty close. I think
I think Lieutenant Kiff is the first repeat.
Which is great, but again, a first repeat in a year.
Shouts to Lieutenant Kiff. Yeah.
Like that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we have a pretty competitive scene, and it is really interesting and cool to see, kind of to Remy's point earlier, is like these passionate Pokemon Go players from different areas come to Aurora to take part, and then they're like, oh, I gotta go to Littleton, oh, I gotta go to Arvada, I gotta go to North Glen or whatever to hit this tournament, because other tournament organizers are realizing that our strat of doing tournaments towards the end of the month is actually super smart, because it gives people enough time to develop a new meta and take advantage of any new Pokemon or new moves that have been introduced or whatever. So a lot of people.
Box, bitches.
I mean, I think it's great that some places have them at the beginning and other places have it at the end.
I agree, but it's just, it feels like most of the other places in our area have been moving them towards the end of the month.
Yeah, like
after ours have been pretty damn successful.
Yeah.
So now you go to our tournament and people are like, oh, I got 2 more tournaments to go to today, or I just came from one and I got one after this, so can we please make it snappy? I'm like, bruh, like, let us do our thing. But no, I really appreciate everyone that does make it out to those. And like I said, I didn't make it out to the last one, but it was successful. So this next one, Ferorocious Cup.
Good job, Joel.
Fergalicious Cup is going to be...
You're going to have to change the ad to Fergalicious.
Fergalicious Cup is going to be on the 23rd. It's a Saturday this time. We're going to do 4 p.m. at Heroes. Fergalicious Cup. Damn it. I was going to say Ferocious Cup, but it just came out as Fergalicious Cup.
Weird. Unusual.
Fuck!
It's almost like I ruined it for you.
So anyway, Fergalicious Cup is interesting because it's about taming beasts. And so like we talked about it last episode, but like you got 4-legged beasts or 2-legged
beasts with tails.
They can't be humanoid, so like no Magmar or Electabuzz.
Mewtwo?
No Mewtwo. Well, can you get a Mewtwo under 1500?
No,
that's fair. I was just thinking you're like 2-legged with a tail. And my first
technically Mewtwo's there, right?
Mewtwo, yeah.
Like Typhlosion is, you can do Typhlosion.
Oh, okay. He doesn't have a tail though.
He does. It's fine.
It's a fire tail.
Oh, whatever.
Idiot.
Stupid.
Anyway,
we're quick with that one.
Yeah, so there's like no humanoids. There's like no flying. There's like no bug. I think. There's
the list is a lot shorter of what you can bring than what you can have.
Yeah. You can't have Bastiodon.
Sucks.
Because it's busted. Anyway, so it's a really interesting tournament. Like, I'm curious to see what the meta is going to shape up to be. A lot of people want to start using their legendary beasts. Suicune got, what's the new Ice
Fang.
It's got Ice Fang as a quick move that you can use, so which is kind of cool. Still not stab, but, whatever. But the meta is developing pretty interesting with that cup. So we're going to have that then. Before that, the weekend before that, on Sunday the 17th at 1 p.m. at... Oh, man, what's the fucking brewery? Anyway, if you go visit our Discord, it's on there. Funnily enough, there's a Denver Metro Mega Tournament. And so I talked about it again last podcast, but there's a person by the name of Foo Snail, not sure, put together this kind of Denver Metro PvP Discord server, and it's got kind of like our group, Arvada, North Glen, Springs, kind of all the people that usually come to our tournaments, right? Mm-hmm. All kind of together in the same area, so we can coordinate all the tournaments so everyone can make multiple ones, and then also so we can do this mega tournament. So right now there's like 34 people signed up for it, and it's going to take place in Denver, like downtown Denver. I'm trying to remember. It's like a family-friendly brewery. They ask you to buy a drink, but it doesn't have to be alcoholic. So you can buy like a soda if you really want to, or juice or something. And it seems to be a pretty cool venue, and I think it's going to go pretty well. Curious to see how that goes. But again, that's the 17th at 1 p.m. It's a Sunday. It is right after a Broncos game, so be careful.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to make it out to that, but I can't make any promises because I have a lot of other stuff to handle.
Right. Well, because that weekend when that cup is happening, so... The weekend, so the 15th, there's the potential we might be at Heroes for like a PvP happy hour. Mm-hmm. That was something that was talked about, but I'm not sure where that's going to go. The 16th is going to be Community Day, so that's 11 to 12, or to 2. So that's for Chimchar, so...
To 2.
Herb.
Boo!
Yeah, if you like that little fire monkey. But Herb will be at Wash Park. And then you have the Aurora Masters team is going to be at AMC, our usual spot, because it's Chimchar, we don't care about him. And then you have...
Facts.
Then you have Sunday, but DakuCon is one of the conventions that some of our local players are actually hosting. It actually starts on Friday the 15th and goes through Sunday. And we were invited to have a table at DakuCon on Sunday to have pins and also fundraise for our charity event for this month.
What's our charity for this month?
I still have to remember it off the top of my head. But it's like, what was it?
Wasn't it like food related? No.
It was food related for sure.
Was it?
Let me double check.
Was it the one that's up on the table?
Dude, I'm bad at my job.
No, it's not.
That was last month.
No, it's Food Bank for the Rockies. So we're going to be raising funds for that this month.
I was looking for your lead chat.
Oh. I don't have lead chat. You're on my Discord, not yours.
We're going to be doing the
you should be a lead.
Food
We're going to talk about that
for the Rockies. So last year we did a canned food drive, which is great. But I think because carrying all those cans is a pretty tough ordeal, we figured getting monetary donations and making a donation would be a much easier way for us to still be helpful, but at the same time understanding that each us leads and a lot of executives and others who just volunteer to help out, like Remy, he does help us all the time, and a lot of other folks who come out just to show support. It'd be a lot easier for us to do more monetary stuff, so then that way we can handle all of our other non-Pokemon stuff outside of the game. So if you're able to come out, and again, we'll be at AMC, we'll be at Wash Park, and then Sunday we're definitely going to try to be at DakuCon, and we'll try to have more information for that. It's an 18 and up con.
That's what I was going to say. Word of warning.
Yeah.
Technically geared towards adults. You can bring
Well, that's the thing.
Younger people, but
it's 18 and up. So, but it's not gonna be like I think people's
immediate
thought is like it's gonna be pornographic.
Damn
no,
it!
There's literally other conventions for that kind of.
I was
crap.
hoping Thoughties would just be walking around.
Thoughties can be anywhere. I don't
Hell
think you need a convention for that. But
I do work downtown. I see them all the time.
It's one of those things. 18 up means it's not geared toward little kids, so it's not going to be like Disney. It's not going to be like super like, oh my god, let's do this with the family. It's going to be like if you're into stuff like I kind of view it as like more like
this podcast,
like Adult Swim of sorts. Like it's more for adults, but it's still like something we can enjoy.
Like after
more intense animes or something. So like if you've seen Demon Slayer, if you've seen things of that nature, that's not necessarily like family friendly, but it's still like open to kids. But I think they're gonna have more things to where you can kick back, say like almost like a bar-esque kind of deal. So like you have 18 and up. Or usually supposed to be 21 up. I think it's going to be more for that kind of feel.
I like Adult Swim. That makes a lot of sense.
That's how I view it. It's more of like the Adult Swim feel. So like you expect other adults. There's adult humor that we would get that a little kid wouldn't understand. And also it's kind of nice because some of the conventions when it's all ages, you have little kids screaming, running around. So that element is cut, which is great because sometimes you want to get a break from kids.
Yeah, and Jack will suplex a loud kid.
Yeah, like I have no problem pushing a kiddo, like especially if they're my family, like watch out. But like obviously that it's all for fun in terms of the con, so definitely go and show some support. We'll have more information on the podcast, like links itself. I'll try to make sure you have a link for the registration and everything.
Down below.
But yeah. So you should check that out. But support your local cons and everything.
Hell yeah, DakuCon, here we come. So yeah, that's pretty much all the major events. So we got our tournaments, like I said, the mega tournament, and we got Ferorocious Cup. No idea what December's Cup is going to be, but we're going to do something sick for it. So,
I want it to be a snowocalypse. I want it to be ice, metal, wind, and rock. Or flying and rock.
Horrible.
It does. But that's why I think it'd be fun.
So I have a question about the PvP because I'm not a hardcore PvP player for Pokemon Go.
Okay.
But I am a hardcore player for the TCG and the VCG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Bastiodon, why is he banned?
It's just nasty.
He's
like
there's certain move sets that they give the Pokemon that would make him too overpowered.
He's tanky and his stab is just ridiculous. Like his actual attack values, even at like a 2 IV attack stat, is gonna clear your shit.
It's so interesting to me to see a meta that's currently evolving from a PvP that you just started, and that's so far the only one that's been banned is Bastiodon of all things.
Just for this one
cup. It's just for this cup.
Oh, okay.
Like
just for the type.
But part of that is because Bastiodon's been used in previous cups, and it basically, if you didn't have Bastiodon, you're useless. Same thing with like in one of them, like if you didn't have Spiritomb, whack Skarmory for Boulder Cup, the first cup.
I remember that.
If you weren't running a Skarmory, you probably struggled.
I placed like 15th in that cup because of that. Like I did not have
Skarmory, and to the point where we had a tournament where flying was allowed, they banned Skarmory because it's just too much. So.
It's like the trials, so they are learning as they're going and seeing, okay, this Pokemon's good, this one we can maybe beef up. As they give Pokemon new moves, it's evolving it.
Yeah.
Which again is cool. I like the fact like that's the element where they're giving a little bit more attention to, which again as they evolve the PvP terrain, if they give it the AR abilities, if they keep giving it giving Pokemon different move sets. So like them dropping Earth Power again, one of those like, oh, here you go, here's a random move, enjoy. Like if they do that, because I was honestly kind of hoping for that for the next couple months, and hoping for that for the Colossal event, that they would have dropped some stuff like they did for Breloom. It was able to learn Dynamic Punch for like 2 weeks, and then they randomly took it out. Like things of that nature, they would just add a move. I kind of wish they do things like that. And again, for December and all that, I really want them to do more theme-esque events, like something with gifts, something with exchanges that makes things cheaper. You get new surprise moves for like 1 week and then you don't anymore. The hope that they have the weekend-long community day in December.
We'll see.
But the hope is that maybe can go back to the first community days.
All the way back to the OG?
Like, at least to give the moves to. Because there's some, like, I hatched 100% Bulbasaur, and I'm like, let me teach him Frenzy Plant. Come on. So I'm just, like, waiting.
Fair.
And hoping and praying, like, they let us do that, at least for the moves. But for the Pokemon out in the wild, that's going to be the ones of this year.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, and again, for all those that come out for our community days, if you have the pins, you can see which ones from this year are there. You can backtrack if you buy them. It's really nice.
Is it marketing for you?
It is a marketing.
Yeah, that's very, very shameless self-marketing.
I know.
Hell yeah,
I have
dude.
no shame here.
Hell yeah. Remember,
all the
if you
fundraising goes for charities, so I think it's awesome.
If you want to get my sick custom PvP pins, you got to come to my tournaments.
Yeah,
cowards.
Again, we need to make sure we have all those available to show, like, this is what you're missing.
Yeah.
In terms
I was
of
thinking
badges.
about that.
Can I have all of them so I can put them on the inside of my coat, like old Ash Ketchum style? So I'm just like, look at all my badges.
Who the fuck are you?
He's a fucking nerd. That's what the fuck he is.
Right on. You got anything else for me, boys?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's it.
Sweet. Thanks for listening. We'll hit you up probably after Thanksgiving.
Or the week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You know, it's
Alright.
Thanksgiving. I mean, that's like next week, so.
Yeah, we'll have some stuff hopefully to give thanks for.
Yeah, we out!
Bye.